I am Reese Tullis, and I have been a Weston resident all my life, and have been involved in Weston's art community on and off for many years. And I have to say, I'm very excited about being in this show. I was involved in Weston Arts and Crafts for years, and got to meet many Weston artists and enjoyed that. And that organization, unfortunately, no longer with us, but now we've got the library art shows and this space. And again, I'm very excited about being here and being involved. So I'm a furniture maker. This is one of my pieces. I sort of consider myself a kind of accidental artist, since my original background coming out of college was in computer engineering, and somehow I ended up being a furniture maker. And have enjoyed that very much over the years. My current work has veered somewhat away from strictly furniture making, and I work these days a lot with Children's Hospital and some of the other local hospitals in the area, working with their art consultant to figure out ways to display their art, building frames, shadow boxes, pedestals, and and things like that. And I enjoy that very much, because it's a way to bring art and enjoyment to kids who were in the hospitals. You know, I'd like to say that I'm excited about being in the show, and thank you very much for coming into our show and seeing my work.
Hi, I'm Susan Elaine. I've been living in Weston about 38 years, and have been doing watercolor for approximately 12 years. As a child, I always was making art or creating something, and it gave me a lot of fulfillment and joy. And I didn't get to do it for many years because I was teaching and bringing up a family. But once I retired, I was able to do something I had been wanting to do for a long time, and that was taking watercolor classes. My inspiration is usually nature, or something that inspires me or evokes an emotion. For example, this old lady in her garden, I was visiting my sister, and there was a community garden, and this old lady was bending over a lot and working, and she was just very inspirational that she was still getting herself down to the garden to do that. And that's why I called it Nature's Fix. It's the name of a book about how nature helps you heal. So usually nature inspires me the most. This is my first time in a show in Weston, and I'm happy that you are able to come and see our show.
Hi, my name's Yvonne Poza, and I'm excited to be part of this exhibit. Our family moved to Weston in the 1990s. Prior to that, I was studying art history in college. I went on to get an MBA and went into banking, so I had nothing to do with art for a while. But when we moved to Weston and our youngest child was in kindergarten, I started taking watercolor classes. And I was excited about watercolor because I found it particularly challenging, in that you have to leave white paper as your whites, and it's difficult to make changes. My art is inspired by several things. I started first painting a lot of flowers, as you can see here. But I also love traveling, international travel, and this is a painting of the Great Wall of China that we visited in 2012. And now that we have 4 grandchildren and 1 on the way, I do a lot of grandchildren paintings. So I'm happy to be here, and I do have a website. It's yvonnepoza.com. I'm also a signature member of the New England Watercolor Society and the Rhode Island Watercolor Society. So I hope you'll look me up. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nicole Mordecai. I'm a photographer here in Weston, and I do both art photography, and also I am the sort of the town photographer. I do a lot of pro bono photography for nonprofits in town, including Western Media and the Council on Aging and the Historical Society, Josiah Smith Tavern, Rotary Club, and so forth. So you're welcome to visit my website at createwithphotos.com, and for any nonprofits in Weston, you're welcome to use the photos that I have in my Weston album, and we'll put that website in the video for you. I'm so happy to be part of this Weston Artist show. It's very exciting that we've started doing these, and I hope we do more in the future. I have a number of 5 photographs in the show. Some of them are my nature photographs, which is sort of my first love in photography. And I also have a few others here. We have cormorant canoes, which I took in Wellfleet, and Lisbon peacock. There's also an owl photograph, and that you might recognize from the Weston owl. That is the mascot for the owl, so I was excited to have that be used for that purpose. So I hope you all enjoy the show and that there'll be many more to come in the future.
Hi, my name is Paul Angelillo, and I'm one of the 4 members of the Art and Exhibitions Committee at the Weston Library. I'm standing here in our actual special art gallery space at the library. It is pretty special. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about that a little later. But I just learned today that this is actually not the first show that we've had here at the gallery that's a large group show of Weston artists. It turns out that there were shows in the late 80s and 1990, 3 of them that were an invitational show of Weston artists, but we're sort of reviving the tradition, I guess, here 20 years later, and we're really excited about doing it. This is December 2023, and we hope to do it again next year, possibly next December again. The way we do art exhibits here, I thought I'd explain a little bit, and then I'll pass it to my colleague who will talk a little bit more about the show, is we get submissions from artists throughout the Boston area, Weston and beyond, and we very informally sit down as a group a few times a year and look at their images and look at their resumes and just try and build a show each month that sort of varies the mediums from photography to painting to collage or whatever. We usually have a solo show, a single artist, so that's why this show is kind of special for us too. Once in a while we have had a group show, and we're having some next year again, 2024. It's usually some sort of a art group in the area in Boston who don't have space. Space for doing arts anywhere in the Boston area is quite a premium. I thought I'd say a little bit about the AIC because some people might wonder what the relationship is between the gallery here at the library and the Art and Innovation Center, which opened in 2019 in Weston Center, which, as a lot of people probably know, is actually the old library. And it is now a space where there are workshops for doing crafts, a lot of 3-dimensional art, as well as photography classes, and they have spaces for performance art upstairs in the old reading room. They have movies, music, concerts, craft fairs there. What they don't have at the Art and Innovation Center is wall space, because being the old traditional library, most of the space is shelving, beautiful old wood shelving, as well as windows. So what we have here is wall space. And that's why I think it's sort of a complementary arrangement between the 2 of us. I could talk quite a bit about what's special about this library gallery here in Weston, and I'll try and make it short. But I happen to know a lot of library galleries throughout the greater Boston area because I do some wood carving and sculpture myself. And this is the only one I know, there may be others, that not only has a dedicated gallery space in the library. Newton does and Acton do, most of them don't, but neither one of those have this sort of system on 2 of the walls for hanging shelves. So you can easily hang shelves for hanging and displaying 3-dimensional artwork, sculpture, ceramics, any sort of objects, historical objects. We can have other exhibits here. And that's pretty special in the Boston area, which is one reason why other groups want to show here once in a while. And we're booked through 2024 already. We're always trying to find new ways to show more art, and having this sort of a group show is obviously a good way to do that, and we're going to think more about that in the future.
Hi, my name is Anne-Catherine Hyam, and I am one of the 4 members on the Arts Committee here at the Weston Public Library, where we have a group show of 17 artists, all from Weston, and we have art ranging from photography to sculpture to furniture making to painting. And painting, we have a variety of mediums which include oil painting, pastels, acrylics, and many others. Come and discover our show. We are delighted to be in this space. We hope that this participates to building the community here in Weston, and bringing these artists together has been an opportunity for cross-pollination in our community, with artists inspiring each other, talking to each other. We hope that visitors to the exhibits also derive joy from seeing the beautiful works, and also that it sparks conversations and inspires through the range of mediums that we have here. And finally, we hope to inspire the younger generation to continue conversations through art.